Well, hello again, all you slot car racers. I'm Ted, and welcome to my channel, BP Slot Racing. And I've got a kind of a special episode today. Well, it's special for me. You might find it rather boring, or you might tune out altogether right now. But if you hang around, I'll show you what I got going on. I just had the postman here a few minutes ago, and he dropped off some packages. I bet you don't know what I'm going to do with these. 4 standard straights, 3 60-degree curves. So, follow along here, and I will take you through the process of removing my annoying overpass. As a matter of fact, I think that'll be the title of this video. I hate my overpass. So stay tuned. Okay, let me share with you what's going on here. This behind me is the standard Carrera speed-to-speed layout. Well, I take that back. It's not quite the standard because as soon as you start adding things like pit lanes, then which it does not come with, you wind up replacing or displacing other pieces of standard straight. And so I put standard straight here and another one here. So the way this is laid out now, it's roughly 2 meters long and about 4 meters wide. This is a new addition also, this changeover track. And that's actually part of the problem. The whole idea here, though, is to get rid of this looping overpass. Now, there aren't very many natural racetracks out there that have an overpass, and so some people feel like I do that your racetrack really shouldn't have an overpass. In the case of Munson Park, for instance, Dave's got several overpasses, but they're done right. In this situation, I'm set up on the floor, fairly plushly carpeted floor, so that adds some complication. The track is really not rigid. And the devices that placed here and here to bridge this section of track here are really not very adequate. And then when you go to the added effort of putting in this digital track here, that piece of track is actually more rigid than a standard straight and a standard curve. And so what happens is right here, you develop a gap and a hump. And sometimes my Formula 86, 89 cars, not sometimes, always, would get hung up there. I've also had deslotting problems after coming over this overpass here into this section. For some reason, they seem to want to deslot through here fairly readily. I have some cars that can't avoid it unless you're crawling through there, and others that actually make it through there fairly clean. And finally, last but not least, I've got a Plymouth Superbird with the high wing, and it actually hits as it goes underneath. So I'm going to eliminate all this because I just don't like it. Let me show you what I'm going to do. I redesigned a track here in Autobahn Render Planner, and this is going to be the track that replaces the current layout now. It completely eliminates, of course, the overpass, and it has the, I guess it's an added bonus. Anyway, I needed 3 60-degree curves, so I ordered some of those. And in order to make it work properly, I needed a couple of standard straights, but you can't order just 2 standard straights. You have to order all 4. So that gave me a fairly long front straight and a nice back straight here. Since I have designed this track, I actually have moved things around a little bit. I got rid of this lane change corner here and moved it here. I took this out and moved it here. so that you can change lanes in order to avoid the pit lane or change lanes in order to get into the pit lane. And I found a better spot for this check track right here. It'll give me a better average overall because we've got 1, 2, 3 curves here, then 1, 2, and a long straight. Anyway, it looks a little different than this, but this is what I'm going to go with. As you can see, it's about 1/2 meter longer, but it's quite a bit narrower, and that gives us more room along here for racers. So let's go upstairs. Okay, we are headed up to the loft where lies Spare Room Speedway. Yep, I've already got a little bit started on it. All I need to do now is to incorporate these track pieces into this layout, and I have altered my layout by quite a lot, and I have eliminated the hated overpass. Okay, I took the liberty of printing out a track map there from Autobahn Renner program. It's really a good program for designing tracks, and let's get to work on this. It's mostly complete. I just have to put these 7 track pieces in place, move a few things around. That check track over there, as you can see, is backwards, and yeah, I'm going to replace it, put it here. Anyway, we'll go over the whole thing when I'm done. Now, if I thought for even 1 minute it would be helpful for me to show you how to assemble a track, I would lose followers almost immediately. Pretty much all of us, at least those who have been in the hobby for a little while, know how to hook Carrera track together. And so I'm not going to bore you with the details of the last few connections here that I'm going to make. So I'll get back with you here when it's all done. And here we have the completed track. I'm going to take you on a guided tour of the entire track length, which is now 1265 millimeters. And as you can see, I've got a ghost car running on here. And you know what? I really like this layout. I got a little more room to come in the door, a little less room to walk around the end of the armchair, but that's okay. You got to walk around that anyway. Still got to set up a few things, so let's get to that before we do a track tour. Alrighty, starting from the start-finish line, we come into turn 1. I call this the 2 towers for obvious reasons. A short, straight to a digital outside to inside lane change. At turn 2, which for obvious reasons I'm calling Jumbotron, we have a long backstretch here in front of the grandstands to turn 3, roundabout, across the check track into corkscrew, turn 4, turn 5 comes out of corkscrew down a short stretch to turn 6, armchair, for obvious reasons, and then a nice long straightaway that you can actually push the controller full throttle and get some top speed before entering the 2 towers again. That's the track. Well, unfortunately, even with this wide angle lens, I can't seem to get the entire track layout in here. But you might take a look anyway. full speed down the front straight. Oh no! Max wiped out. What a surprise. Oh, that's Max Verstappen. That's not Grosjean. Oh, he did it again. We gotta beat the Mustang. I love that long straight, full speed straight. Really nice. And the technical section is pretty fast too. Anyway, that's the track. That's the layout. Oh, let's get him off the track here. Put him in the pit. Oh, I missed the pit. Okay, pit lane. I missed the pit again. Dum-dum. What do you expect? It's a new track. There we go. Now he's in the pit. Well, here's one way to get the whole track. Let's get the Indy car back out on here. Excuse me. Let's get the Formula One car back out on here. Full speed all the way to the corner. Got the brakes set right. Everything looking good. So that's the new layout. Thanks for watching.